never felt like down. I never felt like down. But they're still with me. Down. You gotta turn up down. I never felt like.
Okay. Little ominous. Metroid 4? Is that what this is? I wouldn't know. I've only ever played the original, and a little bit of multiplayer on Prime, I think. Hey, this looks pretty good. Alright. Metroid Fusion 2002. Interesting date. I do miss seeing that little Nintendo font and whatnot in the bottom. Every time I play Fire Emblem, it's one of the things I think about. I think it's the stuff they use for Pokemon, too. Anyway. Sound. That's fine. Bit of a no energy stream today again. I've been assigned to watch over biologics research team. Okay. I once again found myself on the surface. SR-388. The pixelation's a little bit hard to read. But we've been over this, I guess. The Game Boy screen doesn't really look very good if you stretch it out to a bigger screen. I just put this on the GameCube Game Boy player, but that's something I gotta do beforehand anyway. It was there that I was attacked by a life form I had never encountered it before. It was only later that I learned the identity of my attacker, the parasitic organism we now know as X. Unaware of my condition, I was returning to the station when disaster struck. Once the X had infested my central nervous system, I lost consciousness, and my ship drifted into an asteroid belt. You know, this isn't really the plot that I would expect from a E for Everyone game. If anything, I'd be terrified of what's happening right now. The ship's emergency systems automatically ejected the escape pod before impact. Biologics vessel recovered it and transported me to Galactic Federation HQ. There you go, I don't even know what I'm looking at. Oh, never mind, it's overhead. Okay. However, during the journey, the X multiplied within me, erupting large areas of my power suit. Then came to light that the organic components of my power suit had become so integrated with my system that it could not be removed while I was unconscious. Large portions of my suit had to be surgically removed, dramatically altering my physical appearance. However, the X in my central nervous system were too embedded to be removed safely. I was given a minimal chance for survival. Why is this so... You know, body horror isn't that terrifying to me. But something about a parasite just taking over your body completely just puts me off quite a bit. Really don't want to see this. Then someone found a cure. They proposed using a Metroid cell to make an anti-X vaccine. It seems that the Federation had managed to preserve cell culture, the last infant Metroid from SR388. The serum was prepared and injected without delay. The X-parasites were immediately and completely destroyed. This is the one with a suit, takes a life of its own, and it's its own, like, parasitic creature. Although I guess it's its own creature at that point, you know what I mean. As for me, one life ended, yet I survived. Reborn. Something different. Pondering this fact, I realize I owe the Metroid hatchling my life, twice over. Soon be arriving at the BSL research station. Gotta prepare for docking. The ship's computer has notified me of our approach to the Biological Space Labs, or PSL. During my surgery, the research team sent the last batch of creatures we captured there, as well as the last infected pieces of my power suit. After regaining consciousness, I learned that an unexplained explosion rocked the station. For some reason, this awoke a nameless fear in my heart. Now I am being sent there to investigate. My mission on the BSL station will be overseen by my new ship's computer. Following the commands of this blunt computerized CO is something I have to bear, as it was a condition of my taking the ship. For someone who dislikes taking orders, this is the second time I've found myself having to do so. A lot of reading, huh? Makes me recall my other CO. And now I gotta wonder, are we... Is this even canon? Is Samus not a human anymore? Like, what the hell is any of this? The game looks gorgeous, sprite-wise. These sprites, all this artwork is really nice. A lot of pretty moving parts. And an annoying Metroidvania. I really hate that kind of terminology. I really don't like the genre to begin with, anyway. The bay currently stores capsules containing current samples from SR388. Those parts of your infected suit by the X-parasites. We couldn't destroy the suit parts. The quarantine bay is there. Move quickly and quietly. You're still unable to use most of your latent abilities. Don't forget that. Stop at the navigation room the way up, or on the way. Uplink from there. Got it. Go to the quarantine bay. Alright. This is a very tiny Samus. It probably looks pretty good on an actual Game Boy Advance screen. Oh, even tinier. But here it looks pretty tiny as it is. I'm not really feeling it. What is that? Diagonal button? Oh, I don't like that. Diagonal down? Oh yeah, I don't like that. You can stay crouched. Can't do much else. Map. Oh boy, I really hate this type of genre. I thought the original Metroid was fine. Then again, I played that as a kid, so... Not really saying much. What is that sound? What is that? Turn it up a little. I can barely hear, but probably too loud for you guys. Another button. Bumper doesn't do anything. Yeah, I guess I'll wait. Navigation room. Until somebody else comes in and I get to chatting. Not that I care too much about the story, but still curious about what the hell is going on. I mean, very massive... Alright. Very massive story shift. The Samus being infected and molecularly destroyed from the inside and turned into somebody else. I gotta wonder if she's melded with the suit. But what do I know? I've only really seen her in other M. Can't do the ball yet. And in Smash Bros, which I did love Zero Suit Samus in those games. Probably won't be able to play her again anymore. That's a whole different story. But yeah, a lot of talking for shit that doesn't really matter anymore. Probably have to repeat myself since once other people start coming in. That's where I was supposed to go. Now what? Other button. To analyze this. Got energy. Movement feels really terrible. Look at that. Gotta get used to the momentum. I can't do anything here. So... Nope. Yep. I'm lost. Okay, report. Music's not too bad. Specimens infected by X parasites. The X can mimic its prey. Any of them could have hosted it. Or the explosion. A security sensor scanned 1. The gelatinous X parasites invade and rapidly reproduce, killing the host creature. They also absorb DNA and use it to mimic the host. You were almost killed by an X infection, or the Metroid vaccine saved your life. It seems Metroids were the main predators of the X, so the vaccine worked so quickly, so well. But it has also changed your cellular makeup. You will never be infected by X again. In fact, you can now absorb any free-floating X parasites without a host by merely touching them. This will allow you to replenish health and restore weapons. You may also restore latent abilities. And we don't have an issue with this, like... or anything. But this seemed more like a horror game to me. Of the worst kind, which is space horror. You know? But yeah, good evening. I hope we're still on live chat. But it could just be me. Alright, let's go blinking hatchets. Or hatches, something. Yeah. I get the gist of it. I know what happens in Alien. I watched the thing. I know what we're doing. Oh, they did say Metroid 4 in the intro, so I'm guessing there's more to this, you know? They're giving me the impression that Samus is just melded to the suit, becoming a whole new organism, I guess. Which is why I'm still wondering if... what are we looking at when I play Zero Suit Samus? Interesting. Why am I so low energy? Why did that take so much? That's insane. So what? But yeah, I don't intend to be here for too long. I even hate the word of Metroidvania. So... I've received news from HQ. They can support you with the downloaded weapons data. Once you have the data, you can use missiles. Alright. The data room. At least I have a map. But yeah, that's what I mean, it's just odd. You know? Like she's not human anymore, I guess. But she looks perfectly fine. Oh my god. I didn't think they respawn. No, I'm not a big fan of any Metroidvania at all. I'll play a couple, but don't expect me to get too far. Or have a great time. It's all the backtracking and checking the map and platforming that I don't enjoy. Alright, some lore on the previous CO. But yeah, she could be a dog now for all I know. The X just messed her up. I don't know, was Ripley heavily modified to the point where she had to have, like, parts of a suit torn off of her skin, which began to meld together with her own? It's just weird. I wasn't expecting this much body horror, much, the Thing lore in my Metroid. Can't go up anyway. Navigation room. I think Ripley had a clone or something like that. That was kind of the furthest I could think of. The closest. I know she had the alien creature. Missile data. Alright. Interesting. Alright. Give me my marker on where to go. Thank you. Huge biosigns. Hope the missiles work. That's a boss. Probably. We'll just have X parasites. You'll see them, try it out. Okay, sure, I guess. But I did like the original Metroid, I guess because it was the original and kind of... It was novel at the time. I didn't dislike it. It was a fun little game. I guess in the same vein as I would like the original Castlevania. It was just more simple. You know. Also, I've never seen the suit before. It makes me wonder about what happens after, I guess. What now? Alright. And go back down, I guess. Am I missing something? There's only so many buttons you can press. So, yeah. Interesting movement. Alright. Nothing for me to do there. We're already hitting a roadblock this early on. What is this? That was dumb. Missile tank. Alright, main deck. The hell are we? Alright. Wow, they respawn. I mean, it'd be nice if they didn't respawn like right in my face like that. Empty room. Okay. See what I mean? I really hate that. I gotta get the game or the thing on PC at some point. I should have the original Xbox disc somewhere floating around, but I didn't get very far in the game. I got as far as probably the research station, the underground lab. I think that's how far I got in that game. There are even points. What the fuck? Come on, get up. But yeah, hello. I'll keep talking about, oh my god, the thing in a second, but I hope it's not resetting, because I'm looking away. Ow. Oh, come here. There we go. Ow. Still getting used to playing this. But yeah, I'd like to get the PC version, you know, the remaster of the thing. Be able to beat the game for once. It's a really good, great game. Might have had its issues, and they did fix them in the remasters, so. And it's very worth playing now. Fantastic sequel if you care about that kind of thing. Not that the movie needed it. Oh my god. What do you mean I dropped? I was looking away. I thought it was hanging. Does it have a health bar? I don't see it. I tried to jump. Get off me. What now? Hold on. Oh, I'm out of missiles. Stop. I can't like this. Alright. But yeah, I would play it. Honestly. I just have to buy it. It is pretty scary. It can be pretty tough. But with some of the bugs fixed and all that, oh, I can do this now. Nice. It's a fantastic game, you know, with the psychological mechanics and all that. I think that, to me, is a true survival horror game. You know, you're not solving puzzles more than you're actually surviving. I think that really makes it shine for me. There we go. And being a big fan of the movie, it really makes you feel like you're in the movie. Slightly. Alright, gotta figure out where to go now. Let's go to navigation. We could always just emulate it. That's not an issue. Wish I had a disk drive so I can play it like that. Objective. Morph ball, sure. Alright, let's go down then. I guess the room is also up here. Closer. Interesting. Anyway, It's not like there's that many Metroid Fusion ports or anything like that, so... We're gonna see how far I can get on this and leave it at that. The breeding environment has been invaded by X-parasites. Sector 1 shows several abnormalities on biosensors. Sector 1 is a simulation of the SR-388 ecosystem. To get there, take the main elevator to the access shaft and use elevator 1. Alright. I think that whoever allowed the X into the environment may also be linked to the earlier explosion. Gotcha. Oh my god. I'm moving past that. Anyway. Did make me think, where are we? Okay, that's fine. You having watched my Sims gameplays. That was so long ago, too. But yeah, for my own sanity... Oh, I didn't mean to... Okay, yeah, I know what happens. I did private a lot of videos and streams. Bit of a shame that it had to come to this, but... It is what it is. Maybe in the future when The Sims 4 is just over and done with, no more overpriced expansions and whatnot, which aren't much of a problem. I have my ways of dealing with that. But I also like playing with a lot of mods, so it's also not that great in the long run. It'll overload itself, the saves might get corrupted, and I don't know. I just like having more choices in clothing and character creation and items that you can buy and stuff like that. As well as other kinds of... Wow, okay. Let's not go in there. Interesting. Alright, well, here we go. But no, I just privated anything that's, with anybody that not by my choice, that I don't really associate with any longer, it seems. See, I knew this was the one with the suit taken over by that. The parasite. I had read about this, or maybe seen it in a video or two. And it added to the, I guess, creepy factor, which I guess, you're being hunted down by a doppelganger. A parasitic mimic, I guess. But yeah, it's a little heartbreaking, but it is what it is. Alright, get a map. Tell me where to go. I am reading, but just... I don't want to sit here and read the whole time. They're all reproducing, that's pretty bad. I think I was always alone for the vast majority of all my spooky videos. I only started doing Halloween themed games 2 years ago. so click that. Anyway, one of those things, okay. Like one of my favorite songs says, you know, if I argue the point, just yell and fight, so there's no point in arguing my case or anything. I know it's gonna end, and it's not great. Alright. The hell? I don't like how they move like that. Not that hard. It's not that easy to aim. Because you got diagonals, you got all this other stuff going. Alright, door, keys, locks. I didn't see this. You have stats, sleep. Interesting. Sure. There's a specific button for diagonals and diagonal down. It's a little weird. And, yeah. It's a long story anyway. Atmospheric stabilizer. Really losing it. Oh, never mind. There's a safe spot. That I can probably get to. Oh, I didn't see that. I didn't even know you could do that. Oh shit. But yeah. I don't mean to get dramatic and vent on stream or anything like that. But, you know, bottling things up is not healthy. Always gonna have somebody that will go save the game. That will listen at the very least. Or not. I used to write a lot, so that can also help quite a bit. Got pages and pages completely filled. This was probably like many years ago, maybe like almost a decade. Not really, but almost ago. I don't know, let's go this way. I jumped, I'm pretty sure, but alright. I really hate that. Getting hit like that. Also, it doesn't really bother me. You know, mining what I say. Oh my god. Mining like what I say on stream or anything like that, because it's like not like anybody watches it to begin with. Well, I hope Metroid is interesting enough. Distract you. As it distracts me, I love... It's fun streaming. It really is. What the hell is that? This is rather nice. Can I please not die so early? I didn't get to save. I don't know how to get to that. Like it's rocking with like no health whatsoever. Alright, and I get healed out of that. Nice. Right. Yeah, I'd probably go back then. I think. I don't want to deal with this climbing thing again. I gotta get up from here. Great. But yeah, I had to sneeze at the notion. Oh man, I think that killed my voice. Alright, I think we're back. Right. Right. There is some competitive stuff, but nothing too bad. Nothing I can't beat you at. I didn't even see that. Why am I so low on health? What happened? What happened that we're literally nowhere? Nowhere important. What? Like, no way out of that. Now what? Am I missing something? What? Alright, well. It's always gonna happen in one of these games. There we go. Really wish I had the Versus Nintendo arcade games. Great. So we could play one of those instead. Show off my hour. I think you can just play normal arcade stuff, or you can just play on the NES. I mean, it's the same difference, really. It's just the Versus games have scores and whatnot and lives. Well, I guess credits, but whatever. Because in the NES, you can just continue right away, so. Alright. What is this creepazoid music right now? I can't go anywhere. Where did I get missiles from? Focus shot. But yeah, like Donkey Kong and Super Mario 1. I think the shots are a little bit better. That's good. Do like messy music for bosses sometimes. I gotta go back and play. Can I not do anything here? Was there a point to me coming here? I gotta go up. But it's locked, so never mind. Oh, now it opens. What are we talking about? I gotta play SMT Apocalypse someday on stream so I can listen to the music again and have a good time. What the hell? Nope. Gotta go through the other way. Alright. Got it. Love to play Earthbound as well. Never beat that. I got as far as the third companion. The kid in the school or whatever. But that's as far as I got, and I never got back to it because it's a difficult-ass game, and I gave up. I was having bad enough of a time with the skater boss. I think that was the first boss. But yeah, fantastic music and feels. Bit of a parody in and of itself. For JRPGs. Anyway. Now what? I never got to that save point. And I don't think I'm getting there anytime soon. Great. I think I could have, but no, there was no way to fucking go through that, so never mind. I guess I'm leaving. Go through this. Maybe I can open that door. Because there's no way through the other way. Get out of here. Awesome. Great. I'd like to play Digimon's Story again on stream. Beat that, but again, super long, super grindy RPG. One of my favorites, but it's very time-consuming. Not dreamable. What now? Well, there goes this playthrough. Oh, he's hot, but she looks fine to me. I guess she's not human inside. It's just kind of weird to think about. Gonna make my way all the way back. I think everything is just going back to the save point. That's fine. That's fine. Would have been bad if I had to go all the way through again just to grab everything, but I don't know what to do. I'll be playing those games someday. One day. I have to go through that. I don't have a blue unlock. That thing at the bottom, something I can try. What? Is that thing at the bottom, but that was just a boss room, I think. Save point, there's nothing in there. Can't be. Oh, I can just go through here, actually. No, never mind. We did go through all that, so get out of here. I go back to the very beginning so I can ignore that other room. It's still more doable than Mega Man. I'm sorry, Rockman. Losing it already. Right. Sector 2. Very, very typical to have a unkillable, invincible enemy that you have to run away from. And I think it's pretty boring half the time. Can I not down anymore? There we go. It really depends on how you do it, I guess. Biggest examples that come to mind is me about to change back to live chat. There we go. Biggest, oh my god, example is Outlast. In that the game is kind of fun until a certain point, and then I got kind of bored because all you're doing is run away and hiding, and not much you can really do. I think Outlast 2 had better atmosphere, to be honest. Now what? What am I supposed to do with this? Alright. Well, anyway. It's one of the things you gotta balance. I got a message. But yeah, let me reply to this. You gotta balance fun and atmosphere and gameplay and all that. So it depends. You know? I certainly don't like wasting ammo and time and all that, and the chase just kind of gets boring after like the first couple of encounters. I guess you can apply it to something like a Friday the 13th game. There was a game which I really enjoyed, as buggy as it was, but for an actual horror game in that sense, I mean, should you really be able to kill Jason at that point? But even in that game, you can still hurt him, you can stun him, you can kind of quote-unquote beat him, so it's all about fun versus realism and all that. But no, I didn't play Dead by Daylight. Not a big fan. I played Friday the 13th because it was free on PSN back in the day. And I ended up really liking Jason to begin with. Great. But yeah. I still don't like Metroidvanias. I hate the terms like that and a lot of other gaming terms, but it is pretty doable so far. It's not super grindy. It doesn't seem to be super backtracky. Then again, I kind of said the same thing about Code Veronica, and then I spent like 2-3 hours of my life running around like an idiot. Because some things are just not clear at all, so. Where are we going? This room. L1 access. Blue hatches. But like compare this, then needing to solve like a trigonometry question just to go to the bathroom in a Resident Evil game. And this is pretty fun, so if you have that comparison in mind, and anything's fun. But yeah. I'm only playing it because it's on my list. I don't think I talked about you about... I have a dedicated website for English video game translations, fan translations. Every time there's a new one that it looks interesting, I will get it. And if it's very interesting, I'll add it to my list, my backlog, and I'll play it eventually. What? Alright. Looking at the map, I'm an idiot, but it does look like something that you would go into. And Code Veronica X on the Dreamcast, which is the original that the PlayStation 2 and all that other stuff is based on, was only released in Japan, and I read it's because at that point, oh my god, not only was the Dreamcast not doing too hot, Resident Evil in the West also wasn't doing too hot. So they decided just not to release it anyway in the US. They just skipped the market completely. But yeah, I made it pretty far, I guess. Already on disc 2. That's already the furthest I've ever gotten in a Resident Evil game besides Resident Evil 4. Bomb data, alright. But I can't jump being a... I can't drop it in midair like I can in Smash Bros. But okay. Oh my god. Down to 1 life. Now what? Creepy grapevines, I get. Alright. What? Oh man. That doesn't help me at all. Alright, let's see. One by one. hell is this? Oh no. Wrong button. There it goes. What? No, I don't think they taught you how to ball jump. But I didn't figure out by accident earlier. That would have been very silly. That is the bomb! I gotta save. Oh, do that. Wish you could look down. What the fuck? Anyway, alright. Gonna make our way all the way down again. And it did reset everything. So 1 hour? I'm fine with that. Get me out of here. Let's play Metroid from a different console. We've already played the Famicom Metroid, so any suggestions? Any game with Samus in it, I should ask. But yeah, Dreamer came at a perfect time for me to switch games. No arcade game, is there? I think there's like a... Would have been one of the Versus arcades. I don't know. I don't think so. Why do I have 2 Metroid 2s? Interesting. I don't know which one to keep. Same shit. We're not playing that. Alright. See, nobody wants to say anything. That's... But there's much to play. Doesn't look like a game. Oh, whatever. I'll end it with the best game possible. Here we go. Here's the best Metroid I could find. You know what's funny? The chat stopped updating. Oh, now that I click on it. This is why I don't alt-tab. I had to click directly and hope for the best and no GPU crashes. Anyway. This is our final game. Coming out 2 years later. What a fucking life cycle for the DS, having come out in the same lifetime as the Game Boy Advance. Rumble. Backlight. That frame rate is pretty nasty. But hey, this music's pretty good. Isn't it? I hope my chat's not messed up now since I did all this stuff. It's such a quirky... Oh no, there we go. Alright. Yeah, the DS was pretty good. It was the beginning of shovelware from Nintendo. The seal of approval stopped being a thing, but what a shame. Still good though. Pirate Frigate. But yeah, I'll save something like Prime for a different day. What the fuck? Yeah, if you can get yourself, obviously, a handheld computer that could solve all your issues, but if you want legitimate hardware, I'd say getting a PlayStation Vita and a 3DS should cover the bases quite well enough. This is very hard, by the way. Bounty multiplier. I don't hate pinball. But it's not super fun at the end of the day. And then I just lose completely or something? I have no idea. Anyway. I think I spent more time of my life playing Space Cadet Pinball on Windows XP than any other game ever. So I hope that counts for something. Yeah, there's some really nice pinball games with a lot of art and music put in there. This one's really nice. It plays like shit because I have two screens on separate sides, but you know, whatever. We're doing it. It's got that hard rock, that's like bar music to it. I don't know why it's the first thing that comes to mind. I could eat a good burger right about now. Maybe relapse into some alcohol again. I don't know why I said it like a True southerner. Some alcohol would have been nice. It'd still be nice, actually. What do I do about that? Ew. I guess I killed it. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, well. Like I said, it's not like I have any. So, I think we're good. Except for that. This is one of those times where you kind of feel like you need it to give you that extra confidence boost. Instead of just sitting here quietly and moping about. Let's do Tell and Overworld, and I guess that'll be it. It's getting pretty hot, you know, around here. It's horrifyingly hot. I think all my fans are turned off. I should have just turned one on. But I'm sweating just sitting around here. Triclops, is that what I read? Great. Looking at it now, I do recommend Metroid Fusion. I know that's not a very controversial opinion or underrated opinion. I would very much so recommend Metroid Pinball right now. At least for the visuals and the music, this is pretty good. My hands are sweating more than they ever have, and it's not even that much of a tense game. That's the summer right now for you. We were just having one of the worst winters of all time. Now we gotta suffer one of the worst summers of all time. Ain't that a bitch? I'm trying, alright. I'm trying to look up and down, left and right. Oh, it's on. I'm sure you know it doesn't matter. Really could go for a nice thunderstorm right about now. Place reminds me of Jurassic Park. I'd love to play Evolution again. If I had money for the new versions. I managed to buy some of the DLC, but it doesn't feel like enough, you know? I'd have to download some more dinosaur mods too. That was kind of fun back then. Force field. Burr bash. I know they're pretty terrible as a whole, but I did miss the heavy storm warnings and the hurricanes back in Vice City. I like being stuck at home and hearing the rain on the window. And being stuck at home for days because of it. Not like it ever got super serious. In my area, at least. It's just a feeling, you know? That melancholic rain feeling. Meanwhile here, I gotta sit around and wait for either nothing but sun or nothing but rain or nothing but both at the same time, so it's very erratic here. I don't hate or like it. Now, I wonder what GTA 6 is going to be doing about that kind of weather. I think we had a tornado warning once down south. Technically, I'm still in the south, but you know what I mean. That was interesting. I really like the foggy days. You don't get a lot of those here. But when we do, there's quite a few Silent Hill moments I've gotten here. But not as much as down in Vice City, though. I'll get to San Andreas in a minute, but I remember one time on a field trip, we were going to Tampa. It was elementary school. So it was like an overnight thing, kinda. We had to leave at like 3 in the morning on a bus. It was like 3 or 4 in the morning, something like that, but by the time we got morning, it was super misty, and it felt like we were just coming out of the mist by Stephen King. And it stayed like that all the way through until we got there. That's, I think, a nice weather as well. Maybe not to be outside in, but, you know, being the porch at least. See the silhouettes coming out in the background. But yeah, out of left field ending. Fantastic movie though, one of my favorites. Leave it to Stephen King to get better when he's being adapted to a movie. Maybe not recently, but you know, he's had good adaptations before. Anyway, San Andreas had some really nice weather. Probably the only GTA I can think of that has really nice weather and like atmosphere to it. Even in GTA 5, I feel like it's too weak. Meanwhile, get a storm going in San Andreas and then see what happens. I'll get a high score. But no, I'm not a big fan of New It. I like the uncanny valley-ness of the original It, original Pennywise. I'd like to see those movies again, but that is what it is. You know what time it is now? Building up a nice little community here. Just talking, having a good time. Wish I had a nicer setup for you, you know? I don't think I'm ready to show off my face again on this channel. Maybe sometime soon when it's not dark as shit and it's hot as hell in this hot ass, funky ass room I'm in. No Grim Reaper this time though, so unfortunate. I think I have a DS game prepped on the list. Maybe we already played one, I don't remember. But I'd love to go back. I don't think we played a DS game in a long time. To check thumbnail list, because that's how I keep track through thumbnails. We've got 12 more games to go, really. So that's a lot. A lot of old consoles too. But yeah. There's nothing much to say. Just, yeah, October. I don't know. I'd like to be busy as well. Find something more stable money making as well. But I do want to keep doing these streams every night. Same times. You know? Haven't done a surprise morning stream in a while. It might change. I don't know. So yeah, I guess until next time. Until tomorrow. We'll see what happens. Love everybody stopping by. I appreciate it. Hope we can keep this momentum going. So, goodbye.